are they looking? Get out of here. Hi, everybody. I'm Laura Rogers, and this is Microsoft Ignite wrap-up of Wednesday. This is the third day of the conference, and we are here to talk about some of the big things that are going on in all the technologies that we're interested in. I'm Laura Rogers.
I'm Darrell Webster.
I'm not Alistair Pugin.
And I'm Tom Arbuthnot.
So what have you been learning today or seeing? What kind of interesting technologies have...
I headed over to Community Central and participated in the office takeover. We had Jeff Teeper come over and had a massive photo together. But I spent quite a bit of time with Dan Stevenson and some of his product group. So they took me through some of the things that they're working on and allowed me to film it. So that was pretty cool. A lot of work.
Dan did a mechanics session there as well, didn't he? Because it was
Yeah. He just came right over and then continued on.
Yeah.
Took a quick velvet cake.
Yeah.
So
he seems to be like just rolling from thing to thing. Dan.
Yeah.
He's on the Skype broadcast Teams on Air tomorrow, so I'm doing that with Delanda, him, and we're talking about Teams even more.
Yeah. You still call it Skype? I mean, eventually that word's going to disappear like a language in the middle of Africa.
So it's changing. So it was Skype broadcast. It's now Teams on Air, the public show. So there you go.
Oh.
You caught something there.
Oh, that's
rebrand.
I learned about Skype broadcast today.
I'll have to ask you about that later.
Yeah.
Me? Is it me?
Yes.
Is this thing on?
Go, not Alistair Pugin.
We learned today that Christian Buckley has been dethroned as the man with the best hair in SharePoint. And then also we learned today that there are people that want to have caps like ours, Darrell.
Well, yeah.
Well, look at this one.
Fellow. Yep.
Great attempt. Look at that. Quality.
He looks safe from here.
So yes, we also learned that SharePoint is 16.
Sweet 16?
Yeah. Exchange is 21.
Yep.
The tech community is
1 year.
1 year.
OneDrive is...
And OneDrive is 10.
Yes.
All right. So we had a lot of conversations.
A lot of birthdays, a lot of cupcakes.
A lot of cupcakes, yeah. So we're very excited about the Office 365 takeover with a lot of enhancements on the product. So jump into your Office 365 Admin Center and check the Message Center in the Admin Center.
Definitely.
Is that right? Message
yeah,
Center
that's right.
in the Admin Center?
Yeah, there's plenty waiting there. Yeah,
So
and the
there's a
tech
lot
community, of course, too. Visit that.
Yes. Go to techcommunity.microsoft.com, hit the events tab, grab Microsoft Ignite, and you might see Christian Buckley there. No promises.
So what stood out for you, Laura?
They've made a lot of really exciting SharePoint announcements. Some big things that they talked about today were some branding updates. The modern sites and pages came out a few months ago, but there really wasn't like a new modern way to apply colors and themes to your sites. So now you don't have that classic page experience when you're applying color themes. You actually have a new modern experience. And they announced the concept of these hubs. So, we've kind of talked in SharePoint about how, to build site collections instead of having very deep site collections with subsites, try to have more of a flat structure with site collections. So now they're really emphasizing this by having this concept of a hub that you can have a bunch of just separate site collections that have a hub sort of parent. And then it's all the child sites are going to automatically inherit
And
all of the branding
sounds like
and colors.
it's really easy to reorganize too if you need to change that structure.
So,
Right.
So apparently every time you create a subsite, a kitten dies. No, true story. Well, this is what I've been told by Christian Buckley. So, because apparently subsites is the thing of the past.
Right.
Yes, don't create subsites. That's the theme of the day.
Yeah.
Cool. So one other thing I did today, I took a bit of time to walk the expo floor, so make sure you spend some time doing that. There's a lot of technical experts on the vendor stands, so that's always interesting. The other thing I did went to the immersion zone. I don't know if any of you guys have been there yet.
In the Hyatt?
Yeah. So it's in the Hyatt, which is kind of between the two areas, but there's loads of hands-on labs there, tons of MCTs. Like walking through the floor, I got approached by 2 or 3 MCTs, like, what do you want to learn? How do you want help? So hands-on labs, and you can do exams there. I think 50% off as well. So if you can find some time, you can literally do a lab, get some proctored learning, and do an exam all in the afternoon.
The hands-on labs do not look like what they used to look like. It used to be this sort of cold, sterile room full of monitors and very quiet, but now it's little just sort of surfaces on some comfy, tables and comfy chairs.
They've got some cool stuff in there, not directly for hands-on labs as well. So they've got an immersive Office 365 admin demo, which is like VR meets the admin center.
Really?
It's crazy to explain, but imagine you go into a VR and it's the admin center in VR. So as you look around, you have your different tabs, and they show
Whoa.
how, like, it's all conceptual proof of concept to say like what the future could be like. But you see an attack happening, and you have to help resolve it.
Oh, that is so cool.
So someone watched Disclosure and
Yeah,
decided to
it's-
take it
it's-
from
So-
Demi
so
Moore.
you're-
Minecraft meets admin
Your admin
center.
experience is like a video game. You're like,
Totally, it's like like
Killing
the
off the
start of
bugs
the video
and-
game. Really weird,
That
but yeah,
will-
worth checking out.
it's for those millennials, right?
Yeah, they love that.
I'll have to tell Daniel Glenn about that because that added a whole different dimension to our review of the Office 365 Message Center.
Yeah, you have to
Challenge him from across
you
the
have to do it
planet.
in VR.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
All right. Well,
Is that a wrap?
yeah, I think that's a wrap.
Okay,
So
can we sign off? Starting
it
with
was
you?
great talking to you all. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see everyone around the conference tomorrow.
Thanks.
Cheers.